Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, welcome back to a new lesson of English language vocabulary. And today, inshallah, I'm going to talk about Unit 24, which focuses on requests, invitations, and suggestions. Okay, let's start with requests. What is a request? Actually, a request is the act of asking for something to be given or done for you, especially as a favor. This is a request. So it is to ask other people. It is to ask other people to do something for you or to give you something as favors. Okay. Requests and replies. So sometimes we have positive replies. We have negative replies. We use different expressions to introduce a request. It depends on who you are or we are talking to and the size of the request, big or small. So we have small requests, we have big requests. It depends. These are some of the most common, the small requests first with suitable positive and negative replies. So we are going to start with the small requests, not the big requests. Okay. A, could you pass me the salt, please? So this is small request. Could you pass me the salt, please? Yes, sure. This is the reply. This is a reply. And it seems like it is a positive. It is a positive request. So could you pass me the salt, please? Okay. So another request. Could I possibly borrow your dictionary? We can say possibly, or we can omit it. Okay, so could I possibly borrow your dictionary? Also, it seems like it is a small request. Yes, of course. Or, yes, help yourself. Okay, help yourself means you can take it. You can take it. It means you can take it. So the reply here is a positive one. It says, yes, of course, or yes, help yourself. It means you can take it. Or go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, so let's move to bigger requests. Okay, do you think you could possibly lend me 2 or 3 pounds? Do you think you could possibly lend me 2 or 3 pounds? This is the request. It is a bigger one. B, yes, sure. Or I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid not. I wish I could, but I'm sorry, but I haven't any money, and this is stuff. So we have here replies. Yes, of course. Yes, sure. Yes, sure. This is a positive request. You agree to give him or to lend him 2 or 3 pounds. Or I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid not. I wish I could, but I haven't any money. So these are negative requests. Sorry, negative replies. These are negative replies. Next one. I was wondering if I could possibly leave work half an hour earlier today. I was wondering if I could leave work half an hour earlier today. If the word is between brackets, it means you can use it or you can leave it out. Okay, so we can say, I was wondering if I could possibly leave work half an hour earlier, or I was wondering if I could leave work half an hour early today. Or would you mind if I left work half an hour early today? So we have two possible ways. Okay, we have two possible ways of making this request. I was wondering if I could. Okay, or would you mind if I left work? Okay, so we can use these two expressions interchangeably. Yeah, no problem. So this is a positive. This is a positive reply. Yeah, no problem. Or, well, I'd rather you didn't actually because blah, blah, blah. So this is a negative reply. Okay, this is a negative reply. You can say, yeah, no problem. Okay, he agrees. This means it is an agreement. Or, I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you didn't actually because, okay, so this is a negative reply. This is a negative reply. Let's go to invitations and replies. Invitations and replies. Would you like to go out this evening? Would you like to go out this evening? Okay, this is an invitation. He or she invites another one, okay? Okay, would you like to go out this evening? Yeah, great. Lovely. I'd love to. Or I'm sorry, I can't. Okay? Yeah, great. Lovely. I'd love to. Good. All these are positive replies. Okay? Or I'm sorry, I can't. This is a negative reply. We are going to a restaurant and we were wondering if you would like to come with us. So this is another way of inviting other people, okay, to share you something. We are going to a restaurant and we were wondering if you would like to come with us. Okay, I'm going to the zoo tonight and I'm wondering if you would like to come with me. Okay, so this is another way of inviting other people, right? Okay, I'd love to. This is the reply. This is the reply. I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't. I'd love to, okay? I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't. It is a negative reply. Oh, I'm afraid I have to look after my younger sister. So this is also another negative reply. I'm afraid I have to look after my younger sister. Okay, let's go to suggestions and replies. Suggestions and replies, okay? What is a suggestion? A suggestion is an idea someone proposes. A suggestion is an idea someone proposes. Of course, we can accept or reject the suggestion. We can accept or reject the suggestion. And let's see the replies. Let's see also the replies. Suggestions and the replies, okay? Here are some common ways of asking for and making suggestions, okay? Ideas for things to do, to say, to make. So this is the suggestion. This is the definition of a suggestion. It is an idea for things to do, say, make, etc. And suitable replies. Asking for suggestions. What shall we do tonight? So you ask for something to do, okay? You ask other people for, okay? You ask for a suggestion. You ask other people to suggest things for you. You ask other people to suggest things for you. So what shall we do tonight? What shall we do tonight? Okay, so you ask them to suggest things you need to do tonight. Where shall we go this evening? Where shall we go this evening? Okay, making suggestions. This is asking for suggestions. You ask other people to suggest things for you to do. Making suggestions, how about? You now suggest things to do. How about or what about plus verb plus ing. So how about going to the cinema? What about visiting Umar tonight? How about going to the theater? What about going to the sea? Okay, note how about, what about plus ing. Good. We could go to the leisure center and watch the basketball. Okay, we could go to the leisure center and watch the basketball. Why don't we try that new club in the main square? Why don't we try that new club in the main square? So this is another suggestion. This is a way of making suggestions. Okay? This is a way of making suggestions. We could. How about or what about plus verb plus ing. What about going out tonight? What about, okay, visiting Ahmed tonight? We could visit Ahmed tonight. Then we can say how about, what about plus verb plus ing. We can say we could visit Ahmed. We could go to plus verb. Okay. Why don't we try? Why don't we go and visit Ahmed? Why don't we visit Ahmed? Why don't we go to the sea? Why don't we go to the cinema? Okay. Okay. Why don't we try that new club in the main square? In the main square. Responding. This is how to respond to suggestions. Okay. Replies. Yeah, great. Fine. Okay, that's a good idea. All these are different replies, different responses. Okay. Yeah, great. Fine. Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah, fine. Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. So all these are positive replies. Yeah, if you like, if you want to go, then I am happy to go. Okay. So this is the meaning. Yeah, if you like. So it depends on you. So I'm happy to go if you would like to go. Yeah, I don't mind. I have no preferences. I have no preferences. Okay. I have no preferences. So I don't mind. It's okay. I don't mind. I think I would prefer to go out for a meal, for example. I think I'd rather go out for a meal. Okay? I think I'd rather go out for a meal. I would prefer to go out for a meal. Okay? Note, in this situation, learners often say it is the same for me. We don't use this expression in English. We say yes. Instead of it's the same for me if somebody gives you two things to choose from, okay, it is not a good idea to say it is the same for me. It's the same for me. No, it is not an English expression or an expression that we use in English. We can say, I don't mind. I don't mind whether you go to a theater or for example, to the sea. So I don't mind. Okay. Again, note, in this situation, learners often say it is the same for me. We don't use this expression in English. We say, I don't mind. I don't mind. Okay? I don't mind. Okay? Let's go to the exercises. I think it's a good idea just to do one exercise, which is 24.1, and the rest can be done by the students. Let's do these exercises. Correct the mistakes in this dialogue. Do you like to go out this evening? We cannot ask with do. Do you like? No, we say, or we need to say, would you like to go out this evening? I'm afraid, but I haven't got any money. I'm afraid, but, without but, just omit but. Okay, so we can say, I'm afraid I haven't got any money. I'm afraid I haven't got any money. A, that's okay, I'll pay. How about go to see a film? Of course, that's okay, I'll pay. How about going to see a film? Okay, how about going to see a film? B, no, actually, I think I'd rather to stay at home and do my homework. The answer is no, actually, I think I'd rather stay. I'd rather stay. This is a negative reply. No, actually, I think I'd rather stay at home and do my homework. Why you don't do your homework this afternoon? Why you don't do your homework? No, we can ask this, or we can make this, we can correct this mistake by saying, why don't you do? This is a suggestion. Why don't you do your homework this afternoon? Okay? Why don't you? Not why you don't. Why don't you do? Okay? I'm busy this afternoon. I am busy this afternoon. Okay, how about tomorrow? Okay, how about tomorrow evening then? Nothing wrong here. How about tomorrow evening then? Yeah, good. Yeah, good. We can say, yeah, good idea. Or, yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. Or, yeah, good idea. A, great. What film shall we go to? Great. What film shall we go to? B, for me, it's the same. No, we cannot say. I've just said it. For me, it's the same. We can say, I don't mind. I don't mind. Okay? So these other exercises are going to be done on your own, by yourself, okay, by you. Complete these dialogues with a suitable word or phrase, okay? And the other one is, here are 8 requests, invitations, or suggestions. Respond to each one as fast as you can with a suitable reply. If possible, do this activity with someone else. Okay, so 24.2 and 24.3 are going to be done by you. Okay, let's move to exercise to unit 25. As for unit 25, it talks about opinions, agreeing and disagreeing. Opinions, agreeing and disagreeing. Let's go to opinions. Okay, there are actually many ways by which we can ask people for their opinions. There are many ways through which we can ask people for their opinions. So if you ask somebody's opinion, it means you ask him to say, or to tell you his point of view about something or somebody. Okay, asking someone for their opinions. Okay, so what do you think? These are common ways, okay, we use in order to ask people for their opinions. What do you think of this in your book? What do you think of this in your book? How do you feel about working with the others? What are your feelings about the change in the timetable? What's your honest opinion of that painting? So you ask people for their opinions here. You ask people for their opinions. You can use different expressions. What do you think of? How do you feel about? What are your feelings about? And what's your honest opinion of? So these are different expressions that we use in order to ask people for their opinions. Okay? Giving your own opinion. Now you do not ask people for their opinions. You give your opinion. You give your own point of view, your own perspective. Okay? I think these are, ways, of course, for giving your opinion. I think Charles had the best idea. Okay? I don't think he knew very much about the subject. So I don't think, okay? Personally, I think his first book is terrible. In my opinion, we should sell the old car and buy a new one. As far as I am concerned, the whole evening was a waste of time. We have different ways, we can use to give our own opinions. We have formal, we have informal, we have, spoken and written. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a spoken. This is used in a spoken English. As far as I'm concerned, or in my opinion, even in my opinion. So we have different expressions. I think Charles had the best idea. I don't think he knew very much about the subject. Personally, I think, in my opinion, okay, as far as I'm concerned, okay, as far as I'm concerned means in my opinion. It means in my opinion. So this is your own point of view. You don't care about what others say about it. In my opinion, we should blah, 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 blah. As far as I'm concerned, okay? So these are ways of saying your own opinion. Note, if we want to say something that it is not a good idea, you make think negative. Okay, it's not a good idea to make think negative. So we cannot say, for example, I think it is not a good idea. I think it is not a good idea. No, we can say, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think. Okay, so we make think negative. We negate the verb think. Okay, we negate the verb think. I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, it's not a good idea. You make think negative. Don't make think negative. Don't say, I think, okay, it's a good idea, sorry. It is a good idea. You make think negative. Okay, I don't think it's a good idea. Yes. Personally, and as far as I'm concerned, are more common in spoken English. Yes, I have just put it. I've just said it, that we can use personally and as far as I'm concerned in a more spoken contexts, in more spoken contexts. Okay, good. As far as I'm concerned can mean this is my opinion and I don't care about what others think or what others say. So this is my own point of view. You can take it, you can leave it. Okay, good. So far so good. Let's go to C. Giving the opinion of others. Giving the opinions of others. So it is not your point of view. It is not your own point of view. It is the other's point of view. So you now would like to, tell how others or what others say about something. Okay. According to one of the journalists on television. So this is according to, it means according to the point of view of other journalists on television. It is the opinion of journalists. Yeah, the prime minister knew nothing about it. Okay, so according to one of the journalists on television, it means from the point of view of other journalists, in the opinion of other journalists. Okay. The newspaper says that the prime minister knew weeks ago. Note, we still use the verb say when referring to a written opinion. So we can say, the newspaper says, or according to the newspaper, So we can use according to and say interchangeably. Okay, interchangeable. According to the journalists on television, or the journalists on television say, blah, 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 blah. I think it's very clear. Okay, D, agreeing with someone. Agreeing with someone. We often agree by continuing with the same opinion or adding, so it depends. You can add something, you can just agree and say, oh, I agree with you. I think you are right, and that's it. You don't add anything. If you say, for example, yes, I agree, I think you are right, okay? It means that you are not adding anything. You just agree by continuing with the same opinion, okay? So I think we should concentrate on this one project. B, yes, it is better to do one thing well than two things badly. Okay, you just agree. I'm sorry. Sorry. Pardon me. Yes, it's better to do one thing well than two things badly. So it means you just continue with the same opinion. Okay? Yes, you agree. This means you agree. It is better to do one thing well than two things badly. This is a continuation with the same opinion. Okay? This is a continuation with the same opinion. But if we want to make it clear, this is another point of view. If we want to make it clear, we agree. We can use these expressions. Okay, just we agree. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. Not agree is a verb in English. We cannot say, for example, I'm agree. Okay. Yes, I think you are right. So this is just you agree. Good. Very good. Okay. So if you would like just to agree, okay, you can say, I agree with you. Yes, I think you are right. And that's it. If you would like to agree and continue with the same opinion or add something else, okay, you can just say, yes, it is better to do one thing well than two things badly. You agree, then you continue with the same opinion. Disagreeing with someone. It is very common in English to begin with a short expression of agreement. So you, at the beginning, start with a short expression of agreement. Okay, you agree using a short expression. You agree using a short expression, and then you give a different opinion. And then you give a different opinion. This is something, okay, more polite. Okay? Here are some expressions used to introduce the disagreement. So if you would like to disagree and you need to look more polite, you just start with a short expression of agreement, and then you add or you say your different opinion or point of view. Like this. Yes, perhaps. Yes, maybe. Yes, possibly. But I don't, okay? But don't you think blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's true. That's right. But I'm not sure that blah, blah, blah. Yes, you could be right, but don't forget that blah, 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 blah. Okay? So this is a short expression of agreement. And after that, you just add your different opinion. You just add your different opinion. But I don't think, but I'm afraid, but don't forget, but, okay, so different expressions. Okay, so using this way, you can look more polite. If you disagree strongly with someone, you can say, I'm afraid I totally disagree with you. This is clear cut. This is a clear disagreement. It is a strong disagreement, okay? So when we disagree strongly with somebody, we just say, I'm afraid I totally disagree with you. Note, when we want to disagree but not completely, we can use these expressions. Yes, I partly agree with you, okay? But I agree to some extent. I agree to a certain extent, but blah, 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 okay? So these two expressions okay, can be used if you want to disagree, but not totally, but not a total disagreement. Okay? Okay? Again, so if you would like to disagree with somebody, but your disagreement is not a complete one, okay, you can use these expressions. Yes, I partly agree with you, but I agree to some extent. I agree to a certain extent, but good. So I think we are done with these units. Let's move to exercises of unit 25. Exercises, complete these sentences in at least three different ways to ask people their opinions. Yes, at the beginning of unit 25, we have used different expressions to ask people for their opinions. Of course, we can say, what do you think of the proposed changes? What do you feel about the new building? What are your feelings about the transport system? For what's your honest opinion of the new divorce law and the like. 25.2, fill the gaps with the correct word, one word only. What did you think of it? What did you think of it? Well, personally, I didn't like it. Personally, okay, as far as I am concerned, personally, in my point of view, I think, okay, this is your point of view. Personally, I don't like it. I didn't like it. Okay. 2, according to the radio, we won't know the result until tomorrow morning. I agree with him to a certain extent. To a certain extent. As far as I am concerned, we need to buy a new photocopier immediately. I'm afraid I totally disagree with you. I'm afraid I totally disagree with you. I'm afraid I totally disagree. This is a strong disagreement. A strong disagreement. Okay, let's move to 25.3. Rewrite these sentences without using the underlined words and phrases. The meaning must stay the same. In my opinion, you cannot learn a language in 3 months. Personally, in my opinion means personally. Okay? I don't think you can learn a language in 3 months. I think the club needs to buy new players. In my opinion, the club needs to buy new players. Yes, I think you are right. This is number 3. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. Okay, according to the newspaper, terrorists started the fire. According to the newspaper is the same as say. So the newspaper says, we can say. The newspaper says that the terrorists started the fire. I agree with her to some extent. To some extent. I partly agree with her. Okay? Okay, I partly agree with her. I think this is enough. This is enough. Thank you.